Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on this series on Spring Boot. So last time we were developing a goal tracker application. We simply set up the project and added a message to the console and then ran the project. And few things to note from the last video. I said that Spring Boot application has been added since version 1.5. I searched for a bit. I actually googled at Spring Boot application and gave me these results. I went to this second link 2.1.0 release API, and there I found that the Spring Boot application annotation was actually available since 1.2.0. And another thing was for the annotation, this first link, the Spring Boot application annotation is equivalent to using configuration enable auto configuration component scan. So these three annotations, this is equivalent, same as adding this one annotation will add all three of these. Yes, so that's one thing to note. Another thing was I said that we could also create uh, Spring Boot application from this start.spring.io. This is what it looks like. You can generate a Maven. You can also generate a Gradle project. I didn't talk about Gradle in the last video. We chose Maven. You can choose as per your preference. We will be using Maven in this series, and yeah, you provide these group and artifact names. If you want any dependencies, you can search from here, like web security JPA. If you web, there are all the options you can select, and that will be added. When you generate, a zip file will be downloaded. Okay, so like this, you have a zip file downloaded. You unzip it, then you will have your project. If you want to add other details, switch to full version and description, packaging, and all of that. You can also find all these dependencies here, add according to your need. So that's about it for Spring Initializer. And for Maven, I didn't talk about in the last video. I'm using Maven MVN-V, Maven version 3.3.9, and Java 1.8. I've already said it. I'm already in goal tracker application. One thing I'd like to do here, just clear it, is add a version control so we can keep track of the project as it builds. So I'm using Git. You can search if you don't know what Git is. It's a version control. So if you do git status, it says it's not a Git repository. Right now I have all of these src target pom.xml files. So I'm going to initialize it to git init, and now if I say git status, now it starts tracking, but all the files are right now untracked. It also adds a .gitignore file which has all the files that Git should not track, or whose changes should not be tracked by Git. You can learn about Git, and we'll not talk about in depth about Git over here. Just to git add all the files, and if you now git add, everything is green. These are the files that have been added, and we'll just give it a message. It's not necessary to do this, by the way, but add initial files. It's good to keep track of the version control. So git status on branch master, nothing to commit. So with that out of the way, let's continue building our application now. So Last time all we did was this, hello Spring Boot. Now since we are developing a web application, uh, let's create a controller. Okay, let's uh, create a simple goal tracker controller. Go to Java, new class, then create a new package called controller, and we give it a name, goal tracker controller. Finish. Simple. Now to define that this is a controller, what we will do is we'll go annotate with REST controller. Okay, there's no REST controller. Now for that, what we need to do first is we need to tell that this is a web application. So what we do, we go Spring Boot web maven. We need a dependency for web, and first link over here, click it, 2.1.0, and then we just copy this and to our pom.xml, go over here, under dependencies we add a new dependency, right click, source, format, just clean it up, remove this, don't even need the version because we are already using 2.1.0. Save this. If it's not downloaded, it will download something. These jar files, you can find all the jar files under maven dependencies, and it looks like we have only added 3 dependencies over here, but these dependencies can have dependencies of their own, and yeah, maven make sure that all of these dependencies are pulled together, called also known as transitive dependencies. And now we have all the Spring Boot starter, log4j, Spring Boot starter web, yes, web MVC, everything. So we are set. We now go back to goal tracker controller, try to annotate REST control space, and there we have it. Under Spring Framework web bind annotation REST controller. Now this has been defined. This what it does is it will define it as a controller, a REST controller. So if you don't know what REST is, you can stands for representational state transfer, and we will expose APIs so that from the browser we can access these methods. So we give it a name, public void, what do we call it, start goal, and all we'll do is sysout println goal started. Now to reach to this point, what we need to do is we need to define a path. So get mapping, what we'll do is we will expose it as, now we'll only expose it at the root slash. Okay, so that's about it. We can now run this project, run as Spring Boot app. Okay, started, Tomcat started on port 8080. Now it's up to Hello Spring Boot. We go to our browser, localhost 8080. This is not what we wanted. I think just close it over here. And back to this. Sorry, back to this. Localhost 8080. Sorry, I have too many tabs open here. I'll just close everything for now. Okay, set localhost 8080. Okay, so goal started. One more time, clear everything. Go localhost 8080. We have in our console, goal has been started. If you inspect this network, refresh this page, goes to localhost, and it's hitting on this page, get 200 successful, and what it has printed is goal start. So that's it. That's how you define a controller and expose an API to access the methods. So yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.